Hello, everyone. My guest today is Will Fraser. He's the CEO and co-founder of a company called SaaSquatch. He studied electrical engineering and business before starting his first company. And since becoming an entrepreneur, he's worked with some of the world's largest companies to help them build digital growth channels that have touched many millions of people all around the globe. Will, are you ready to take us to the top?
Let's do it.
I love this name, SaaSquatch. What do you do and how do you make money?
Yeah, so SaaSquatch is started as a customer referral platform for SaaS companies. We kind of, hacked it with SaaS. But since then, we've really expanded into helping companies increase their lifetime value at every stage of the funnel. So be that from a newly acquired customer to a churn risk, we just help companies run marketing programs that increase revenue.
Makes a lot of sense. Now, when did you start this? What year?
We started this in 2013, actually.
Okay, and was it a consulting gig or it was pure play SaaS from the beginning?
It was a pure play SaaS from the beginning. We actually basically formed the company out of an itch we experienced at a previous company and just went for it.
I love that. Did you, how many co-founders did you have? You said we.
So yeah, we had 3 originally when we started SaaSquatch. We have 2 now. Things happen. But yeah, it was 3 of us kicked it off. Got a little bit wild. We gave ourselves 5 days to kind of start the company. And in those 5 days, went through ideation, customer testing, and sold our first 5 customers.
Okay, I want to learn how you got those first 5 customers. But sorry, you cut out. What year did you launch?
Oh, 2013.
2013. Okay, great. Walk me through how you got your first 5 customers.
So we had been working on another product, and it was very platform dependent on how Facebook worked. And needless to say, Facebook changed. So me and my co-founders sat down and said, do we want to roll the dice, do another one? And we said, yes. Hell yeah, let's do it again. So
I would say, what is wrong with you?
We're addicted to it, right?
Yep.
Can't stop. So we went ahead and spent basically 2 days putting together a very basic idea, really basic pricing, basic product concept. Really had
what
no
was the
pitches.
price?
So the price started originally as a cost per acquisition model. So we would take the first month revenue from each new customer.
Interesting. You're basically an affiliate on steroids.
That was our original model.
What do you charge now?
Now we charge on a subscription basis.
Okay.
But we just discovered the reason we made that shift was because we sell primarily to product marketers, and product marketers don't have that same acquisition budget as the acquisition marketers do.
Yep.
So we learned along the way, but we gave ourselves basically 3 days, and any way we could, we sold those clients. So we said, if you're asking us for a case study or you're asking us for any, evidence this thing exists, we'll talk to you later. But we just can't make the deal right now. And so one of our more fun ones, we started with one of the large SEO companies, and we started on support chat, just talking to a frontline support person. And after about an hour and a half of slowly being moved up the channel, all of a sudden we were talking to the CMO, pitching them this product. So really, it was just any way we could, hard hustle.
What'd you say to the support person? Because, they're nervous about introducing some random person on live chat to their boss.
No, for sure. So it was really just a level of escalation. So just a matter of, hey, we want to talk about this. I think it'd be a good fit. And we just got a keener off the bat who said, oh, let me pass you up. And we got let's say a bit of a keener support manager. And that manager thought, hey, I know someone in marketing. Let me pass you over. And that's when we really started pitching. And then that marketer was like, okay, this actually sounds like a problem we have right now. Let me pass you up.
So what they pay you?
So they agreed to the CPA model.
How much did they pay you per lead you brought them?
So that would be about $40 a new customer.
Expensive. Okay, but only when they close the deal.
Only when they close, right? So yeah, that was only when they actually pay.
Yeah. That's tough because you got to pass them off and then hope that they have good stuff and understand how to close people. Otherwise, you get nothing.
Exactly. So, as we built the business, the subscription model ended up working for our customers, but exactly to that point, it does also work for our business. Now we say we're providing you with the platform, all the resources you need to succeed. We're here to help you, but we're not going to take a pound of flesh if you do succeed. And also we do, from our business, take a little less risk on your business.
So what's ARPU today? What's the average customer pay you per month?
Yeah, so the average customer today is closer to $900 a month.
Okay.
And so that's a wide range. We work with, publicly traded companies that pay us a heck of a lot more than that. And we work with 2 guys in a basement working on their startup. So,
and what have you scaled to team size wise?
So team size, we're about 15 people.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Keep it tight, keep it lean. really, we're trying to build the best product and the best revenue we can, and we don't necessarily think that's a team size thing, at this time.
Where are you based? Is everyone based in one spot?
No, so we're primarily based up in Victoria, Canada, on the West Coast, but we have team all over. So we've got team members in Mexico, Phoenix. Team member actually is just moving out to New Zealand for a little while now. So we keep it very flexible. We have a work anywhere policy. Just kind of get the job done.
That's great. And what have you scaled to in terms of total customers?
Yeah, so we're just over 100 customers right now.
Okay.
And like I said, it's been interesting because we've been scaling up and up and up in those enterprise customers. So that's been an interesting change for us over the last couple of years.
100 customers times $900 a month. You guys are doing what, about 90 grand per month right now?
That's about right. Yeah.
That's healthy. And what's growth look like? What were you doing 12 months ago?
Yeah, so we've been seeing about 100% year over year growth, a little greater than 100% year over year growth for the last 2 years.
That's great. It's about 45 grand.
Yeah, it's been good. We just this year just brought out a very expanded version of our platform, which we're calling the Growth Automation Suite. So up until early this year, we were really focused on just customer referral programs. But what we discovered through really our own customers, they started, if you will, they started hacking our system or abusing our APIs. And we started looking into what was going on. And we realized that customers were using us for all sorts of different things. Some were using us actually to manage their coupons. Some were using us to manage their account credits. Some were using us to build these elaborate, in-app growth programs. And so we said, well, why don't we productize this? And so our customers basically showed us the way. We've got this new product out in early access right now, the Growth Automation Suite. And that we think is going to drive some pretty substantial growth again this year.
What's churn look like today?
Yeah, so we have net negative MRR churn.
How negative?
So how negative?
Yeah.
About 2%.
Yeah, annually?
Sorry. Yeah. So our net negative grows through, we have a subscription model, but then as you add more users to our platform, at some point you scale us out of your included users and we charge you a little more for it. And that's been really good for us. So basically, if you will, as our programs become more successful by customer adoption, we end up charging a little more for that. That's where our net negative come from.
Well, what does gross revenue churn look like? I'm curious.
Yeah, so gross revenue churn's pretty low.
Okay.
We look around like the 4 mark annually. It's mostly, to be honest, because we do still like to work with some like really cool early startups. A lot of that churn just comes out of company failure.
Yeah.
It happens, right? Like we're not, if the company's in trouble, we're not going to be the only thing that saves them. But that's okay. We like working with those companies. We like working with young teams and new startups because you never know when it's a rocket ship, right?
Yeah. So just to be clear, you churn 4% of revenue annually. You add back 6. That's how you get to negative 2% net negative.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Bootstrapped or have you raised capital?
So we have taken some debt financing. So it's an interesting model. We work with one of Canada's largest super angels. Mm-hmm. So the firm's called Wesley Clover.
Wesley Clover?
Or Wesley. It's a family fund out of central Canada.
Okay.
And they sold 2 companies. One was called Mitel, one was called Newbridge. Both got sold for north of $6 billion. And they've just been playing for a while now. They've been dedicated to funding companies in Canada.
So how much did they fund you with?
So they fund us with a couple $1 million Canadian. And they've, really, we like working with them because they're extremely founder friendly. I know lots of people will say they're founder friendly, but I would argue that these guys are probably founder friendly to a fault. They are just as keen because it's family money. They don't have limited partners. They don't have a return horizon. They are just as eager to see a company that takes, 10 years as one that sees 5 years to return.
How do they make money though? What's the interest rate?
So they do it on convertible notes.
So got it. Yeah. So this is like a typical convertible note, a discount rate, an interest rate, but they're looking to convert at the equity round.
They want to convert. Yeah, that's
okay,
that's conversion.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So it's not actual debt equity or bank debt.
No. Yeah, it's not like we've gone to like a MRR financing firm or anything like that. No. And then they are, it's interesting. The partner for the West Coast of Canada is actually based in my office.
Oh, that's cool.
So they're a very active firm. Super cool like that.
That's good. Okay, so a couple of million raised there. Let's shift back to some of the unit economic stuff. So we talked about churn. What are you spending to acquire these customers?
Yeah, so we're spending about 6 to 9 months revenue to acquire a customer right now.
Yep.
And primarily that for us is actually spent through our sales team.
Yep. So just to be clear, that's about, $900 a month. If you spend 6 months of revenue, that's $5,400 to acquire them. You get paid back in 9 months.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, the big thing for us is we do a lot of organic work. So a lot of content. I wrote a content piece at the very beginning. It's actually a fun story if you have time for it. But I was sitting at a bar waiting for my wife to finish work, and at a hotel, just to be clear. It wasn't just at a bar. And I thought I'd write up an article. And one of the things that had been annoying us was there didn't seem to be a clear dictionary of terminology in our space. So we just wrote down the 10 terms you need to know to run a referral program. Very simple, defined a few things, and that piece of content started getting more and more traction, and ultimately actually led to us being asked to bid on an RFP by one of the biggest tech companies in the world, because we defined a few terms that no one else used, and they started looking for those other groups that did those things, and of course we were the only ones talking about doing it, and so yeah, a lot of organic. And then once it goes through organic traffic, content, videos, ebooks, really most of the cost is in people and commissions and things like that.
And what do you assume minimum lifetime value is on these guys once you land them?
Yeah, no. So we expect a client to stay for no less than 2 years. We plan more for 30 months, right? So that that's kind of where we look at for lifetime. We see that increasing right now, which is wonderful. We are. If we're working, you're never going to cut us, right? If we're, you imagine a tool that's installed in your product that's giving you new customers every month for very little work, very unlikely we're going to get removed. But also as we expand our platform offering, we're able to help. There are certain products we found that just aren't particularly referable. Yep. You could probably guess some of the products you wouldn't refer. We've tried to work with them, but now with our expanded platform, we can help help any product really that's got a consumer or small business base grow.
So Will, just to round that out real quick, you expect 30 months of lifetime value at $900 a month. That's about 27 grand in lifetime value on $5,400 in CAC.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
That's great. Those are good economics. What do you think, if you've raised several million, I'm going to assume it's probably like 2 or 3, something like that. Right now you're doing about a little over $1 million per year. What do you think you have to grow revenues to so that you can actually go raise at a valuation where the valuation is not under the, too far under the cap you got on the note?
Yeah. So, we look at the basic economics out there today. You would hear somewhere between 4 and optimistic 6 times on revenue, right? And you got to imagine that an investor is going to want to take no less than 10, but probably closer to 15% in that round. So, we would look to try to push for a triple of our revenue this year.
Yep.
And we think that would put us in a good place to go do that.
Yep.
But, really, we are talking probably closer to 2 million at the minimum.
Yep. So you think by the end of we're recording this at the end of March. So we're 3 months into the year, you're doing about 90 grand a month. You'll think you'll be able to grow that to about 150, 160 by December this year?
That's the plan.
Yeah, that's great. And just to be clear, you think at that rate you can go raise at favorable terms for you, or you need a couple more months to get up to 180, 200?
So the interesting thing, we've spent a lot of time doing building relationships with investors, partly because we are just active in the community and we just meet people and know people. But at the same point, we want to make sure we're talking about what we're doing with people well before it's time for that raise. And so, we've done a lot of work to identify who's on board with our strategic direction. And so for us, a big part of what we're doing is making sure that when we are ready to raise, it's picking up the phone and calling the 6 people that are ready and trying to get that round done. Less of it than just saying, hey, here's some numbers and we're a random company off the street. Let's get to it. So yeah, we believe we can raise favorably based on the relationships and that trust we've built, as well as the shared belief in the future vision.
That's good. All right, Will, let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Number 1, what's the last business book that you read?
Last business book that I read was The 4 Disciplines of Execution.
4 Disciplines of Execution. Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
Yeah, so cheating on this one a little bit. There is, but it's a CTO, or it was a CTO, and it's Ed Catmull from Pixar. Yep. Always loved. He's a visionary and a fighter. His book Creativity Inc. was a solid one.
I was just going to say, I just got done reading that book. I don't know where I put it, but it's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one, and I love anyone who's got that much chutzpah to keep going.
Yep. Number 3, what's your favorite online tool?
My favorite online tool is It's a tough one. I use a ton every day, but I'm going to go with, and I know this might get me shot, with Jira.
Jira. All right. Number 4. How many hours of sleep do you get every night?
I do hit the 8.
That's good.
I think it's super important to get that sleep in, wake up refreshed, have a clear mind, and get to it.
And what's your situation? Married, single, you have kids?
I am married, no kids.
No kiddos. And how old are you?
31.
All right. Last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
It can take a lot longer than you think. So have fun on the ride.
There you have it, guys. It can take longer than you think. Have fun on the ride. From the founder of SaaSquatch, founded back in 2013, got their first 5 clients in the first week or so, selling on a CPA basis. People would pay them $40 per new closed customer, or about the first month's revenue they'd get to keep. Realized that was really, really tricky. So pivoted to a SaaS model. He's now got almost over 100 customers, paying about $900 a month, doing about 90 grand per month in revenue. That's doubling year over year. 12 months ago, they were only at 45K, hoping to grow to about 150, 160K by December of 2018. He's got net negative revenue churn of negative 2%, spending $5,400 to acquire a customer, gets paid back there in about 9 months, with his team of 15 based up there in Victoria, Canada. Again, helping and understanding how to make referral work at scale with his company, SaaSquatch. Will, thank you for taking us to the top.
Thank you.